Hi, everybody. It's Bruce Carson with Keller Williams Realty Central Coast. I'm reaching out to you today to talk about why properties can fall out of escrow and how do we avoid that. So I've been listing several properties lately, and I've had this concern come up. The sellers are saying, well, hey, this is a seller's market, but we're seeing houses, go into pending or active under contract status. And then shortly after they fall out and then they're active and they're available again. There's 5 things that can make that happen. And I'll tell you how we can prevent that. So number 1 is if you open up escrow and then the buyer later finds out they're not qualified for some reason, they cannot buy the house. Basically what that means is you get a pre-approval when you're looking for a mortgage. And then with that pre-approval, you'll open up escrow and get your offer accepted. But in the meantime, in the next few weeks, the lender is going to take a much closer look at your finances, ask you for some more information, and give you some guidelines on what you can and cannot do. But as a buyer, if you go out and you end up, you buy a car or you lose your job or any other significant change to your finances, well, you can lose your loan and then you could fall out of escrow. The way that we avoid that is just, choose our buyers wisely. Take a real good hard look at their qualifications. Try to find someone that doesn't need a loan, find a cash buyer, a 1031 exchange, or different opportunities where you don't have to worry about loans going bad. So number 2 reason why buyer could fall out of escrow or get out of escrow is a property home inspection gone wrong. So as buyer's agents, all buyer's agents should suggest that their buyers hire a home inspector, costs $500 or $600 to come and inspect the property, and they'll give you a full report, everything that's going on with that house. And sometimes people will duck out if they find out, wow, I thought this was a great house, but it needs a $20,000 roof and it needs $40,000 worth of plumbing and it has electrical problems. Hey, Mr. Seller, I'm going to give you a request to repair these things for me. If the seller says no, buyer and seller cannot negotiate. Well, that's number 2 reason how you can fall out of escrow. Avoiding that is really pretty easy. In other parts of the country, not here in Southern California, the sellers will proactively get a home inspection before they even list their property or before it hits the market. That way, everything is disclosed. Everybody knows what they're buying. Everyone knows what they're looking at. So that's a really good way to avoid a problem like that. Number 3 reason why people can fall out is the appraisal does not match the offer. Now, this is a very big concern in today's seller's market because we're offering houses at just under the market value. And then we're seeing offers come in over our asking price, and the prices just keep getting driven up and up and up, well over the asking price. So what happens if we get this, accept a high price for our house, the house doesn't appraise, and we're short X amount of dollars? Well, sometimes people walk away because the buyers have a couple of options. They can pay the difference. They can ask the sellers to decrease the price. You can try to negotiate somewhere in the middle, or guess what? The buyer can walk away. So a good way to avoid this, again, as a listing agent and as a seller, really go over the offers that you receive for your home, because the highest dollar amount is not necessarily always the best offer. The best offers sometimes are a little bit less than a higher amount, but it's an all cash offer, or someone's only financing, say, half of that price, or they have a big down payment. Well, those buyers are going to have some more flexibility to bridge that gap and pay the difference between the appraised value and what they offer. So that's just another way that we can work around. Be careful and read your offers. Make sure you understand exactly what's happening. Number 4 issue is a problem with the title. So in general, we start a preliminary report through a title company when we open escrow. It gives us an idea of, who the owner is. We already know that as listing agents because we've confirmed that. But sometimes during the escrow process, when the title companies start looking a little bit deeper than that preliminary report, some things can pop up with title. A big one is another owner. Maybe there's a third trustee and we only thought there were two. Other big glaring issues that can happen with title would be liens on the property. It could be the seller has not paid any taxes for X amount of years, so the government has a lien on the property to collect their money, or a mechanic's lien if they maybe hired someone to do the roof and they never paid that person. Well, that guy could put a lien or gal on your house. So when you go to try to sell it, the title company is going to see that. Big glaring issues, and if the seller can't afford to pay those liens or the property doesn't support it, well, guess what? You might fall out of escrow. So number 5, the last one is the buyers can get cold feet and they can back out. In this market, we're seeing buyers open more than one escrow at a time. They can get started with the escrow and then just get scared for one reason or another, be it repairs or just intimidating factors, too much work, too much effort, and they duck out. So buyers can duck out. That's a pretty tough one to avoid. Again, choosing a buyer in a situation that you like someone that has to move here to start a job. They have to move into their property, to take care of a loved one, whatever the reason is. You'll have an idea of the buyer that you're choosing. So anyway, don't be scared. Call me, call Keenan Carter Group, Keller Williams Realty Central Coast. We'll walk you through all of this. We'll list your home properly, and we'll help you walk through all of the offers that we get and make sure that we get you the right buyer. So we only go through escrow one time. That's all it takes, one time. So anyway, you can call, text, or email me at any time. My email address is bcarson@kw.com, and my cell phone number is 805-458-4144. Thanks. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.